Happy Friday, everyone. It's time for my daddy's podcast.
Welcome back to the Lessons for Success podcast. I'm your host, Adam Wardlaw, a middle school science teacher and a high school football coach in South Carolina. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast heard by over 2,000 students, teachers, and coaches worldwide. The goal is to provide quick daily lessons to help you achieve more in your life. Be sure to reach out to the show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and now TikTok by searching L4S Show or using the hashtag L4S Show. Remember, it's the number 4. If you're listening on an iPhone, be sure to give the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts in order to keep our community growing. Now let's start the show. A 104-year-old veteran who never before celebrated Valentine's Day has now received 70,000 love letters. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Feel Good Friday on the Lessons for Success podcast. I also want to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day, and I hope you get to share the love on this holiday. This story is sure to melt your heart, and I'll leave a link to the article so that you can see some of the images. William White, aka Major Bill, as he is now known on the internet, is a 104-year-old veteran of the United States Marine Corps. He's a Purple Heart recipient who served in the military for 35 years, including time during World War II. While it seems as though Major Bill has seen it all in his 104 years here on Earth, there was something he had never done before: celebrated Valentine's Day. Word got out, and one of his fellow residents at the assisted living facility where he resides began a social media campaign encouraging the public to send in letters. Operation Valentine, as it was called, had an original goal of getting 100 letters sent to Mr. White. However, the news spread like wildfire, and roughly 70,000 letters have now come in. These cards came from strangers in all 50 states, as well as several countries worldwide. "It's just too fantastic," White told reporters in an interview. "It's something I've never heard of or seen. All of a sudden here, like a ton of bricks. I'm sort of speechless." So what lesson can we draw from this great story? I think it shows the importance of letting others know that they're cared for. A man who never thought to celebrate Valentine's has now been flooded with positivity recently. Imagine if everyone showed this type of support for each other, even when it's not a holiday. So as you're celebrating your Valentine's Day, perhaps go out of your way to show some compassion for another person out there. You never know the impact it could have. That's all the time I have today. Thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you all have a great Valentine's Day and a wonderful weekend. I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Well, folks, that's it for another edition of the Lessons for Success podcast. Thank you for listening. Remember that you can keep up with the show wherever podcasts are found, as well as the newly updated Lessons for Success YouTube channel. Be sure to follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok to keep up with more content from the show. If you haven't already done so, give the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. That's all the time I have for today. Be sure to tune in for the next episode of the Lessons for Success show.